Greninja and Zoroark will beat ya and tear apart your main deck. It is a star, we just hit insanely hard. Yeah, get out of Naganadel, it's quicker than I can tell. Energy's flooding the board as well, the strategy does ring a bell. Remember Darkrai with Dark Pulse, made opponents cry, yeah, so cool. Same story here, it's quite cool when the energies are the fuel. We go crazy with Incineroar, with Scar Charge we're getting more. It's just what we're looking for, two views of union you can't ignore. Yes, episode 224. What's up YouTube, it's TCG here and welcome to episode 224, where we'll be talking about Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX. This is an overlooked GX, but more on that later. If you are interested in more deck analysis videos like this and deck profiles, be sure to subscribe so you don't ever miss out. And also hit that little notification bell so you get notified immediately when a new video hits the channel. Okay, today it's all about Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX. This is another one of those tag teams that is a little bit overlooked, but actually performed very well at the Singapore Regionals, or actually it was a special event. Nevertheless, we are obligated to make a video about this card and the deck it revolves around. So it is a 250 HP Darkness Pokemon. It's a basic, it's easy to search that out and also easy to just go with because you just smack it down, give energies to it, and that's that. It is weak to fighting. There's a lot of fighting threats out there. Think about Baby Buzzwole, Machamp, and Marshadow Tag Team GX. There's even the fighting memory on Cell Valley. Luckily that rotates out. Lycanroc GX might cause some troubles, but the good news about 250 HP is that a lot of these threats we survive the hits. So think about the Marshadow and the Machamp tag team. They hit for their revenge attack for 120 times 2 is 240. We survive. Sledgehammer, same story, they hit, bam, 120, well, we survive. We have, of course, 250 with weakness. They only dish out to 240. Of course, Baby Buzzwole has, of course, the beast energy that they can rely on, but Machamp and Marshadow, that tag team, cannot one-shot us unless they have damage modifiers. And after rotation, Kukui and Choice Band both will leave the format, so we're kind of good on that department. It has resistance to Psychic, which might be a big deal here, because I do predict that Beast Box, with, of course, Naganadel, will be good after rotation or in the Worlds format. Same goes for Malamar variants, so yeah, having that resistance will be nice. And also being the darkness type means we hit for weakness against things like Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team GX. A 2 retreat cost is reasonable, and now we're gonna talk about its attack, Dark Pulse. If you're familiar with Dark Pulse, you've probably been playing around the era of BreakPoint, all the way back in, I think it was XY. That was a set that had Darkrai EX and did the same thing, Dark Pulse, for many energies you deal more damage, and this is the exact same thing but more powerful. It dishes out 30 damage and you deal 30 more damage times the amount of darkness energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So in theory, you need 2 energies for the Dark Pulse attack. That means you dish out 90 as a base damage. 90 as a base damage is not bad at all. But let's say you're getting more energies into play, and that way you can dish out insane numbers. Think about the Naganadel here, which we're gonna talk about soon, that can charge up energies, and more on that later. But you just want to get the point here. You want to have as many energies on your field as possible. If you have, like, for example, you have 8 energies on your field, that means you dish out a whopping 270 because you deal 80. That's 80 times 3 or 30 times 8 if you just want to calculate it like that, and that's already 240 with the base damage of 30, so that means 270 Charizard bye-bye. So even though Choice Band will be rotating, it's definitely going to be easy to get those energies into play, because I'm going to talk about all the strategies and all that in this video. And also we're going to have the Dark Union GX. You can put 2 in any combination of Darkness Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX from your discard pile immediately onto the bench. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, in addition to the attack cost, you can just attach 2 energies from your discard pile to each of those Pokemon. So, in theory, you start first, attach an energy to this guy, and then you just pass. Afterwards, you just give another energy and use Dark Union GX. Which GX do you want to put on your bench? That could be a stage 2, that could be a stage 1. You can put a Darkness type GX immediately on the bench, and that is gonna be our good boy here, Incineroar. Incineroar will be in here. It also comes back with some crazy attacks. The Crushing Rush, 130 and discarding a special energy. Darkness Tornado, 10 damage plus 50 more for each damage counter on Incineroar GX. But more importantly, Scar Charge. Rush. It has this crazy ability that you can do once during your turn. You may put 3 damage counters on Incineroar-GX and then put 3 Darkness energies straightly from your deck onto Incineroar-GX. So you can see how I'm going with this. So let's say we start the game here. We have Incineroar, actually Greninja and Zoroark, and the active position. We get energies onto it, and we are managing to get, of course, these in the discard. So we're gonna need a lot of discarding cards. Think about Ultra Ball, Mysterious Treasure, etc. to put those in the discard pile. If they are in the discard pile, we use that GX move and bam, out of nowhere, they are here. That way you can just use those abilities twice. So we can use it once and twice. That means 6 energies in total, and the 2 energies equipped onto the Greninja and Zoroark means we have 8 energies in total. Means we one-shot Charizard and yeah, Reshiram Tag Team GX. It's as simple as that. I know it's not always convenient to just use the GX move that early, and sometimes you just want to prefer using Dark Pulse instead. Well, no problem here. You don't always need the Incineroars. The best thing about this deck is that it's so versatile. We're gonna pair it with Naganadel. We're gonna get, of course, our Poipoles out early game using things like Mysterious Treasure. If you use a lot of discarding cards, you might as well use the Dedenne-GX to get your setup. I know the Dedenne-GX is a little bit fragile, but the good news is that they will leave our Greninja and Zoroark alone if they hunt for that. And yeah, that's just fantastic because this guy gives up 3 prize cards, this guy only gives up 2 prize cards. And if, let's say, you have 2 Naganadels out, well, the energies will be overflowing here. Let's say you just use, of course, the Dark Union in combination with, of course, getting Naganadels out. This is your ideal board position because yeah, look at this setup. With the Dedenne-GX, there's going to be a lot of Darkness energies, of course, in the discard pile, and that way you can attach them. So let's just give me a little minute because I'm going to explain to you how many energies will go in this particular turn. Okay, so the ideal turn will be, of course, attaching an energy early game to your Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX. You get your setup, get some Poipoles on board, smack down Dedenne, so there's a lot of energies in the discard pile. That is easy enough. Then, of course, when they are evolving into Naganadel, you can just equip those energies straightly thanks to the charging up ability of course, Naganadel to just get those energies in play immediately. So everything you discarded is going to be great because you can get everything back. Same goes with, of course, the energies in the deck. How do we get them? Very easy enough. We just use the ability, the Scar Charge. That means you can just get 3 energies from the deck immediately. Bam! Out of nowhere, this Incineroar is equipped with 3 energies, and that's that. I just forgot to mention here that the GX move is something you won't be able to use in a deck like this. I do not recommend getting, of course, Littens into your deck and rare candies. You only need a stage 2 and you can get them out with the GX move of course, Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team. You won't be able to fit in Littens in the deck. So that's that. Then you're also going to be using another ability here. So bam, out of nowhere, there's going to be a lot of energies on your field and you're going to be so much, racking up so much damage that you can get one-hit KOs on almost anything. We're not even including Choice Band into the mix, but if you would be including Choice Band, getting one-hit KOs would be even easier. So that's that. So what do we do if they respond with a KO here and we have nothing? Of course, we have Naganadel with the Turning Point, can sometimes get a one-hit KO if you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining. That way you dish out 160. In this scenario, I always recommend promoting this unless you have an Incineroar that wants to smack damage for 130. But in this scenario, Naganadel can get it back. The thing I would recommend is getting another one of those Greninja Zoroarks out, attaching an energy, and then putting an energy switch or the new tag switch into your deck. With tag switch, you can get energies onto your tag team and it's going to be very easy to respond again. So with this, you just retreat, play that tag switch card, or maybe even the energy switch, which is still legal. Then bam, out of nowhere, you're set once again to just use huge amount of damage. Not only that, Scar Charge can also, you can use it again. That means you can stack up more energies than you might have wanted, and that way you can get another one-hit KO. Another Pokemon I would personally recommend is, of course, Mew. Because there's gonna be that Naganadel which can snipe your Dedenne out of the way, which is something you don't want. That gives up 2 prize cards. They might, of course, use things like Guzma, but Guzma will have been rotated after, of course, the World's Championships have been taking place. So Mew could also be kind of a great way to block your damage output actually from the opponent. That way your bench is completely safe. Same goes for Pikarom. Pikarom might have one of those turns that they one-shot the active and even something on the bench, and that is something you don't ever want to see. So now talking about some supporters. So this is all of the Pokemons that we're going to be using. So I'm just going to lay them out for you once again. So we have, of course, Zoroark and Greninja tag team. We have the Incineroar. I would be running 2 copies of Incineroar just for the cases. You only need to have one of them out with, of course, the Dark Union GX. If you have that, you can use it every single turn and the damage will just go crazy. Some Naganadels, I think a 3 line or maybe even a 4 line is sufficient here, because it just gets your energies back every single turn, and with those amazing turns where you can just charge up all of your energies that you lost, it's gonna be fantastic. Not only that, with tag switch, it's gonna be even better. So 2 Incineroar, maybe 1 Dedenne, maybe even 2, because Tapu Lele-GX also leaves the format. Then for the main attacker, I will be running 3 of those Greninja and Zoroark tag team GXs, and that's actually the deck. That's the only thing you'll be needing. Maybe a Mew as a little tag card, but that's that. For the energies, around the amount of 12 to 13, because you're going to be needing a lot of energies to just dish out a lot of damage. And then for the supporters, Cynthia and Lillie, both are not rotating. That's awesome. You could be doubting about running Sightseer as well to get more things in the discard, but with Mysterious Treasure and even the Dedenne-GX, you get the job done just fine. So that's that. Also, the Cherish Ball will also be revealed, or actually is in the set of Unified Minds, which is also easy to just put in this deck to get, of course, your Incineroar immediately from the deck, or your tag team, and then you can just discard it. So yeah, it's gonna be easy to discard the things you want. Guzma is the thing it is running right now, but will get rotated, so think about running maybe 4 custom catchers in the deck. You won't always get them at the correct time, but it's definitely a way to just gust up a Pokemon. You're definitely going to be needing that in the future. Same goes for Acerola. We don't have Acerola or Max Potion. Could be very much abused here. You could use Max Potion, get the energies back with the Naganadels, and then use Tag Switch. But with the Worlds format, Acerola is rotated, so we're not gonna talk about that. Another card that could just put things in the discard pile is a Reg Challenge. You can just search your deck for a card, and if you just decide to discard 2 cards from your hand, could be like 2 Incineroars, for example. Treasures are not rotating. Couple, just play 4 of them to just get your Naganadel set up. Together with some Cherish Balls, the deck is not falling apart after rotation. Before rotation, Ultra Ball is your best bet. Getting 2 things in the discard pile is very easy. If you want to have more things in the discard pile, play a couple of Viridian Forest. Viridian Forest is also a neat way to just discard some Pokemon, but also can get you the energies that you want. As the other stadium card of choice, I would be running Black Market. I don't have it currently since I borrowed it out to a friend. So Black Market is one of those stadium cards that just states the opponent, if they knock out a Darkness Pokemon, they take 1 less prize card. That means if they knock out our tag team, they only get 2 prize cards. If they knock out Incineroar, they only get 1 prize card, etc. You get the point. A very powerful Prism Star Stadium. I'll just put it on the screen right now. You definitely need it. And what other cards might help before rotation? Maybe a Nuzball, but as mentioned, Cherish Ball could also work out. You're definitely going to be playing like 4 Mysterious Treasure, 2 Cherish, maybe 3 Cherish Balls, and then just a lot of draw support. And then maybe as a little fun tag, if you don't have Incineroar or something, you could be playing B-String. Such a powerful way to get energies into play. Let's say you have Naganadel, it is an Ultra Beast. This is kind of my spicy tech in this kind of deck. You could use B-String, get energies onto your Naganadel, and that's immediately a buff of 60 damage. Let's just say you play 2 B-Strings, that's a buff of 120 damage. And with Tag Switch, I'm sure this deck has so much potential. But not right now, I'm interested in your opinion. What do you think about this fantastic card, Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX? I'm interested in your opinion. Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to demolish the like button. As always, subscribe for more Pokemon TCG content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. If you wanna go and test a deck that isn't played a lot in this format, then listen to what I'll say. If you wanna go and try it out with me, let me know how it does in a tournament. I think it could be really great. Chilling on Sundays while new ideas pop in my brain. Where is my